In today's episode of Richard Still Doesn't Understand the Difference Between Baking Soda and Baking Powder, we're going to be making pretzel dogs, or some derivation thereof. Step 1 in this procedure is to cook the sausage. Unlike hot dogs or cocktail weenies, breakfast sausage comes uncooked. So we're going to use the sous vide to cook it. According to the packaging, we're looking for 165 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a really thin product, so about an hour, and that aligns with what I've read online for breakfast sausages. Alright, now it looks like a big piece of meat. I hope I didn't ruin these. For sous vide, I always use, well, I can't tip it on the side anymore, but this is one of those cereal containers. It's quite ideal because it fits things like this vertically, and it reduces the volume of water that we have to modify, and there's a built-in lid. And we'll come back in probably an hour. Because I am really lazy, we're going to be using the pizza crust. This should save a lot of time. I've actually tried to make this by hand, and moving dough or just kneading dough and everything with dough, aside from money, is for suckers. I apologize to any bakers out there. In rolling this out, you don't want to press too hard because the cutting board is very textured, and even with grease, the dough will stick to the board. We just need a surface that we can cut on, and furthermore, I can move out of my work surface. We're going to slice them and then roll them out. So this is how we make the pretzel bits. Dough sticks everywhere. And now we're going to roll this out. Whereas rolling is normally horrible, like everything with dough related, since we slice this thin bit, it's not so bad. Oh, I forgot to mention that I washed this counter before doing this. I hope it's obvious. Alright, we're all done cooking. Well, all done sous videing. How do you past tense anything in French? Oh, bollocks. So this is an optional step of spilling water over the dough while it sits on the counter, and then trying to mop it up ever so slightly with a paper towel. But I think it adds a little bit of pizzazz to the workflow. Alright, here are the subjects. Come on. When I use the term pretzel, we're going to use that very loosely. This is just a roll-up with sausages. Grab a little doggy, and we're going to start from one end and roll with a slight angle so that the dough wraps itself around. So bring this guy into the firing line, Starting from back here. I'm pressing into the counter relatively hard to give a flat surface. Alright. Completely out of shot the entire time. That's how we do things on YouTube. But this is the end result. But we can set the little doggies off to the side, like right here. If you have some leftover dough when you're done, if you have leftover sausages, good for you. You get to eat sausages. But if you have leftover dough, you get to try to make pretzels, which I know that's the whole objective here, but still, good luck. The piggies, the hot dogs or sausages, really do help keep the structure together, and they help give moisture to them while they're cooking. So to actually make a real pretzel is a little tricky. I'm not even going to bother with the pretzel shape because it always will fall apart, that pretzel knot. So what we're going to do is just like a pretzel twist. And even this would fall apart. What's going to happen is we're going to be putting these into boiling water. And so let's do extra twists. Or maybe now we can do a pretzel shape. Oh yeah, that's what we'll do. I don't know. All I do know is that that's going to burn. Sure, that looks like a pretzel. This also looks like a pretzel. With the doggies prepped, it's ready to go through the Alkali Boil. Because lye is nasty, I'm using a combination of baking soda, not powder. Unfortunately, I only know imperial units, so that's quarter cup with 12 cups of water. It's now at a rolling boil. The objective here is to boil each of the pretzels for about 30 seconds. So in the background, I have my laptop running with a timer, and I'll just kind of do the mental math on when to stop. To the side here, I have my baking sheet, which has been sprayed down. And then I also have a slotted spoon and a little spoon to kind of help guide. So let's get to the sauna, jacuzzi, doggy jacuzzi. All right, 220, doggy in the pot. All right, 240, doggy out of the pot. Doggy on the baking sheet. 3 minutes. Doggy in the boot. Debate life for 30 seconds. What am I doing with myself? I'm spending my Friday off making YouTube videos that nobody will watch. I'll get some pretzel dogs out of it, though. With the pretzels coated in an egg, we're going to dust on some salt. We're using coarse salt, fresh from the dollar store. And with small pretzels, kind of like these, you can go overboard with salt, but everybody loves salt. I mean, it's like it's an essential nutrient. Now we get to throw it in the oven at 475 for 8 to 10 minutes. Take a glance in the oven, and if it looks like a pretzel, you remove it from the oven. And this is what we're looking at. I think this will taste much better than the burned ones I made yesterday. Excellent. They also kind of taste like crescent rolls because they came from a can. But it's a lot easier than making dough. Enjoy with your favorite mustard.